Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Have you considered subscribing? Let's have some fun. Luna is among the best hairdressers in town. Not only is she exceptional at her craft, but she also possesses an amazing personality that draws people in effortlessly. She stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, her athletic frame carrying both grace and confidence, and her hazel brown eyes are expressive, often conveying more than words. But it is her long, straight, dark brown hair, streaked with subtle light brown highlights, that is her signature feature, a mirror to her personality, strong, elegant, and commanding attention without demanding it. One Saturday morning, as she scanned her appointment list with practiced ease, her eyes caught a familiar name, Charlotte. A smile spread across her face. It had been months since she last saw her friend, and today promised more than a simple haircut. It promised laughter, connection, and perhaps the start of something transformative. When Charlotte arrived, punctual as always, the embrace between them was warm and unhurried, a reconnection of both friendship and shared history. "Hey, Charlotte, you seem lighter, like you've shed more than just a few pounds. Are you okay?" Luna's tone carried a mixture of curiosity and concern. Charlotte smiled weakly, hiding the traces of exhaustion from the past weeks. "Exams are finally over. Sleep has been a rare luxury. Maybe that's why I look a little worn." Luna gently guided her to the chair, draping the familiar cape around her shoulders. She began examining Charlotte's hair with the precision only years of experience could bring. "Your hair has grown beautifully. It's thick, strong, and so healthy. So, what are we doing today?" Charlotte hesitated, twisting the edge of the cape between her fingers. Finally, she spoke, her voice steady despite the tremor of emotion beneath it. "Chop it all. I want a short bob. I need a change." Luna paused, the scissors poised mid-air, her mind processing the sudden determination. There was clearly a story behind the decision. "Tell me what's going on," Luna coaxed gently. Tears welled in Charlotte's eyes, threatening to spill over. "Ethan dumped me," she said, the words heavy and measured. "We were together for a year, shared so much, trusted each other, and now he says he wants a change. It's not the breakup itself that hurts. It's realizing I was just a convenience, a temporary fixture in his life. That part, that eats me up." Luna's heart went out to her friend. She reached across and wiped a stray tear from Charlotte's cheek. "Don't waste your tears on someone like him. He didn't deserve you. Sometimes the universe works in mysterious ways. The right people leave, making room for growth and reinvention. Let's focus on you. Trust me with your hair?" Charlotte nodded, a small spark of hope returning to her eyes. Luna worked with meticulous care, cutting and layering Charlotte's hair step by step. She gave the front soft, flattering bangs and added gentle curls to the back, creating a dynamic look that added bounce and life to the hair. Each snip seemed to release the weight of the past months, and soon Charlotte's posture straightened, her expression brightening with each layer that fell. "Thank you for this, and for being here," Charlotte whispered. Luna smiled warmly, finishing the final touches. "Everything will be fine, and you'll have a little surprise tonight." Charlotte tilted her head, intrigued but unsure of what that meant. "A surprise?" Luna winked, letting the anticipation linger. By the evening, Luna arrived at Copper Club, the sleek and vibrant nightlife hub of the city. Her entrance was magnetic, a black miniskirt paired with a red spaghetti-strap top, flawless makeup accentuating her features, and her long hair left loose, cascading over her shoulders. Every head in the room turned, not out of obligation, but because presence like hers demanded attention effortlessly. She moved with purposeful grace, scanning the crowd for her target, her eyes sharp and discerning. In a quiet corner, she spotted him. Ethan leaning casually at the bar, a picture of confidence that barely masked the flaws Luna had anticipated. He was of similar height to her, slim and angular, with collar-length black hair and thick eyebrows that lent an intensity to his otherwise unremarkable appearance. Approaching with a calm confidence, Luna asked the bartender for a drink, positioning herself in Ethan's line of sight. Ethan's curiosity piqued immediately. "Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. Is this your first time?" he asked, attempting casual charm. Luna smiled lightly, the kind of smile that hinted at depth and intelligence. "Yes, I'm new in town." Looking to meet interesting people, Ethan leaned in, eager to impress. "Then your search ends here," he said confidently, unaware that the game had already begun. Their conversation flowed naturally, a dance of words and subtle cues. Luna guided the interaction with skill, teasing lightly, asking questions that were innocent on the surface but carried the weight of insight. Ethan, oblivious to the nuanced web being woven, responded with enthusiasm, unaware that he was learning lessons in empathy and awareness simply by engaging. As the night progressed, Luna skillfully orchestrated subtle challenges, gentle hints, moments of reflection that encouraged Ethan to observe, consider, and ultimately confront his own attitudes. Each interaction carefully calibrated, emphasized respect, integrity, and self-awareness, all while keeping the atmosphere light and playful. Charlotte, observing from a distance, saw the transformation unfold. Not through force or humiliation, but through intelligence, grace, and clever maneuvering. Later, back at Luna's apartment, the evening continued in a quieter, more intimate setting. Charlotte was seated in Luna's salon chair, her new hairstyle catching the soft lamplight. Luna guided her through styling techniques, demonstrating how small adjustments could enhance volume, texture, and overall presentation. Charlotte, laughing as strands fell into perfect alignment under Luna's skilled hands, felt a sense of empowerment she hadn't realized she was missing. "It's incredible," she said, turning slowly to examine herself in the mirror. "I feel like a new person." Luna nodded, satisfied. "Exactly. It's not just hair. It's confidence, self-expression, and reclaiming your sense of control." Ethan, now a spectator rather than a participant, watched quietly. He realized that the night had not been about punishment or payback, but about growth, reflection, and the consequences of thoughtless actions. He saw Charlotte's confidence restored, Luna's skill and charisma on full display, and himself, a man confronted with the results of his behavior, witnessing firsthand the power of creativity, mentorship, and empowerment. The evening wound down, the three of them sharing quiet laughter and reflection. Charlotte's new hairstyle, a soft layered bob with subtle highlights, was more than a fashion statement. It was symbolic of rebirth. Luna, ever the artist and mentor, felt a quiet satisfaction in the knowledge that she had helped guide her friend through a moment of personal evolution. Ethan, contemplative, left with an understanding that respect, empathy, and integrity were not just words. They were the foundation of meaningful interactions and relationships. As Charlotte stepped out into the night, her silhouette confident and graceful, Luna watched with a sense of accomplishment. The transformations, physical, emotional, and social, were complete for now. Tomorrow promised new experiences, new challenges, and new lessons. But tonight, the satisfaction lay in empowerment, achieved without harm, in friendships strengthened, and in the subtle art of guiding others to see themselves in a new, more vibrant light. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the large windows of Luna's salon, illuminating every corner of the room with a soft, golden glow. The familiar scent of shampoos, conditioners, and freshly cut hair created an atmosphere of warmth and calm, a stark contrast to the energy of the previous night at Copper Club. Luna moved around efficiently, organizing her station with meticulous attention to detail, setting out scissors, brushes, combs, and hair accessories in neat rows. The calm hum of early activity in the salon was punctuated by distant traffic and occasional laughter from passing pedestrians, But within these walls, there was a different kind of anticipation. Charlotte, already seated with her newly cut hair styled to perfection, radiated confidence and energy, and Luna could see the transformation had taken root not just on the surface, but deep within her friend. Charlotte's bob, softly layered with gentle highlights catching the sunlight, framed her face perfectly, giving her a vibrant, youthful glow, while her eyes sparkled with a renewed sense of self-assurance. The warmth between them was palpable, a mixture of camaraderie, shared understanding, and quiet triumph, as if the two of them had jointly orchestrated a delicate plan of emotional healing and empowerment. Ethan arrived soon after, a little hesitant, but carrying a quiet curiosity in his expression, still reflecting on the lessons of the previous evening. There was a visible shift in him, a new awareness in the way he held himself, in the subtle tension in his shoulders, and the attentiveness in his gaze. Luna greeted him with her characteristic poise, gesturing him toward a chair and asking him to observe the work being done, to watch closely as Charlotte learned styling techniques that once seemed daunting or technical. "Hair isn't just strands of protein," Luna explained in a calm, instructive tone. "It's an extension of personality. It reflects the care you take, the energy you bring to your presence, and the respect you show to yourself and others. Every cut, every layer, every styling decision has purpose. Watch closely, Ethan, because understanding this is part of learning empathy and patience." Ethan nodded, absorbing every word, noting the precision with which Luna worked and the confidence radiating from Charlotte as she followed instructions and experimented with subtle adjustments, observing how small details could transform the overall appearance and mood of an individual. Luna began demonstrating advanced techniques, starting with layering and shaping, showing Charlotte how to hold sections of hair, how to angle scissors for subtle texturing, and how to use a blow dryer to create movement and volume. She explained that hair could communicate emotions, personality, and intent even before a word was spoken, and Charlotte followed each step attentively, her hands steady, her focus unwavering. Ethan watched silently, realizing that what he had dismissed as mere aesthetics was, in fact, a form of discipline and artistry, demanding patience, observation, and a respect for others' individuality. Luna encouraged him to participate not as a subject, but as an observer-learner, to ask questions and to assist with minor tasks, handing brushes, organizing clips, and observing the timing of techniques. Each task, though small, was an exercise in mindfulness, consideration, and teamwork, teaching him that every role in a collaborative process had significance, no matter how minor it seemed. As the morning progressed, Luna shifted her attention to hair coloring and highlights. She carefully explained the chemical interactions, the importance of timing, and how subtle variations in tone could completely alter the impression of the hairstyle. Charlotte applied the first streaks under Luna's watchful eye, learning how light and shadow interacted with texture and curl, how the contrast could highlight features and soften angles. Ethan marveled silently at the precision, noticing the patience required, the gentle hands, and the intense focus that guided every movement. It was clear that what seemed effortless to an observer was actually the result of experience, foresight, and careful planning. A metaphor, perhaps, for the deliberate choices required in life to achieve balance, fairness, and harmony. Luna emphasized that understanding these principles was not just about hair. It was about understanding people, emotions, and perspectives. Ethan's earlier casual confidence had been replaced by a respectful curiosity as he realized the depth of skill and empathy inherent in such seemingly simple actions. By late morning, the salon was alive with a quiet rhythm, the soft hum of hair dryers, the gentle brushing of combs through hair, and the occasional clink of clips against metal surfaces. Luna and Charlotte moved seamlessly through their tasks, a subtle dance of instruction, practice, and observation. Ethan was drawn into the process, learning to anticipate actions, understand timing, and recognize the importance of preparation. He began to mirror Charlotte's attention to detail, helping to section hair, align layers, and apply gentle techniques with surprising competence. And Luna smiled at his progress, noting the subtle changes in posture, demeanor, and focus. He had arrived unsure, hesitant, and somewhat oblivious to the nuances of both craft and social awareness, yet here he was, engaged, learning, and absorbing lessons far beyond the surface of scissors and brushes. After the first major session, Luna suggested a break, and the three of them moved to a cozy corner of the salon, sunlight pouring over the soft furniture, creating a calm, almost meditative space. Charlotte sipped tea, her hair catching the light in shades of brown and gold, and Ethan finally spoke, voice tentative but earnest. "I didn't realize how much goes into this. Not just the styling, but the planning, the care, the way every detail matters. It's impressive." Luna nodded, her tone both encouraging and reflective. "That's exactly it, Ethan. It's never just what you see on the surface. There's intent, patience, and awareness behind everything. The same applies to people and interactions. Every action has impact. Every word carries weight. And understanding this is how you build trust, respect, and meaningful connections." Ethan's gaze shifted, thoughtful, as he considered the implications, recognizing the lessons of accountability, reflection, and mindfulness that the day had quietly imparted. The afternoon continued with practical exercises, blending hairstyling with personal growth. Charlotte experimented with curling techniques, learning how different directions and tension could create volume, texture, and personality. Luna guided her patiently, occasionally demonstrating techniques herself, emphasizing flow, timing, and subtle precision. Ethan observed, asked questions, and began assisting more actively, noting the collaboration required, the empathy needed to guide someone through learning, and the quiet satisfaction of seeing tangible results from careful, deliberate effort. Every moment reinforced the lesson that skill, patience, and respect were intertwined. And that mastery came not only from technical ability, but from understanding the human element behind every action. By early evening, the transformations were complete. Charlotte's hair was fully styled, her confidence palpable in every movement, every smile. Ethan, now more thoughtful, more aware, had participated in the process and absorbed lessons in patience, observation, and social intelligence that could not have been conveyed through lectures alone. Luna surveyed the room with quiet satisfaction, recognizing the subtle evolution in both of them. Charlotte, empowered, confident, and ready to face the world. Ethan, reflective, attentive, and learning the value of respect and consideration. The final touches were applied with precision. A soft blow-dry, a few carefully placed highlights, and the gentle styling of layers to frame the face in harmony with personality. The salon, bathed in the golden hues of sunset, reflected a space not just of beauty, but of transformation, growth, and understanding. As the day wound down, the three shared a quiet moment of reflection, the sunlight fading to a warm amber glow. Charlotte's renewed confidence radiated, Luna's quiet pride in her mentorship shone, and Ethan's newfound awareness suggested the beginning of a shift in character. The transformations, physical, emotional, and social, had been completed without harm, humiliation, or coercion, relying instead on skill, insight, and encouragement. Luna's subtle guidance had orchestrated a journey in which lessons were learned, confidence was rebuilt, and empathy was nurtured. The salon, usually a place of routine appointments and casual chatter, had become a stage for personal growth, a space where careful observation, deliberate action, and shared experience converged to produce lasting change. As they prepared to leave, the three exchanged smiles of mutual respect and understanding, acknowledging the progress of the day. Charlotte stepped out first, radiant and poised, ready to navigate her life with renewed confidence. Ethan followed, thoughtful and introspective, carrying lessons in patience, respect, and observation that he would not soon forget. Luna lingered for a moment, surveying her salon, reflecting on the delicate balance of skill, mentorship, and human connection. The day had been long, demanding and transformative, yet deeply fulfilling. In the quiet of the evening, as the doors closed behind them, the lesson was clear. Growth and empowerment could be orchestrated with skill, creativity, and care, leaving all participants enriched, transformed, and ready to embrace the future with clarity and confidence.